Alright, I thought I'd do an update about the Chicago Hardy figs. I've had a couple people ask me about how they're doing, and here they are. This is the second year. I've had them exactly 2 years. I put them in these little orange pots here when I first got them, and I got my helper out here today to give me a hand and keep an eye on me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to transplant them into a larger pot. Now, I decided to try fabric grow bags. They're supposed to be better than plastic pots for stuff like this, and these are the ones I got. I'll put a link to them. They're 7-gallon grow pots, grow bags, I guess. And I thought they'd be a little heavier when I first opened them up and looked at them. They're kind of like a very thick landscape fabric. Kind of the same material and everything, and they're supposed to allow the roots to breathe and to air prune themselves so they don't start wrapping in circles in the plastic pot. So there's what they look like. They come all folded up in a little tiny bag there, you can see, and they really don't look like much when you open them up, and this is a whole new experience for me, so let's see how they work out. So first thing I'm doing is I'm going to put a little bit out. Well, I went down and I filled that 5-gallon bucket back there up with compost from my compost pile. I figured that should be enough to transplant 2 of these. So I'm just going to put a little bit in the bottom of this first one and try to get it so it starts to look a little bit round. And there's that first tree. You can see how tapered those pots are, so there's really not a lot of room in them for roots. And this year we should start to get some figs. We haven't had any yet, but I think going on the second year you should get some. So trying to get them out of there. They came out pretty good. This one I should have spent some more time getting all the gravel out of the bottom of it before I pulled it out and put it in the bag, but I gotta mess with it in the bag and try to open up the roots a little bit and get all the gravel that was there was like 2 inches in the bottom of the pot. Get some of that off to the side and out of there. So I'm pretty amazed. These are a 7-gallon bag, and I had no idea what size they were. I guess nursery gallons are different than actual liquid gallons too. When you figure it out, a nursery gallon is like 3/4 of a liquid gallon, I think. But anyhow, they fit good, and you can see there's an awful lot of space down in the bottom I've got to fill in. So I'm just going to take that compost and just work it in there, and it's kind of nice being able to pull the pot out of the way and put some more in, and then even it out. And as I get more in there, it's actually starting to feel pretty sturdy and look like a pot now. You can see it slowly but surely filling up and tightening everything up pretty good. And then I pretty much got it all done there. A little bit more to kind of pack around the sides here. You can see there's some growth on these. I put them in the garage every fall after the stalks turn brown. These fall off and stalks turn brown, and then after the hard freezes, I just bring them out and set them out here on the porch. So I'm hoping this year, like I said, to see a couple figs on them, but you never know. So there's the first one, and no worried about picking it up that the handles are going to rip off. But no, they're on there pretty good, and actually it's a really nice pot. I don't know how long they'll last or anything, but I really do work good for things like this. So that's where I'm going to set the first one down, and it'll be out there all summer again, so I'll do an update if I do get any figs. And I used almost that whole bucket of compost in there. I was pretty amazed how much room there actually was in there. And then it's time to start the second one and loosen it up in that pot. And I don't know if I'm hurting it or not, grabbing it by the stem there, but the only place to grab it. And you can see the roots it's not too root bound. The roots are a little bit wrapped up around here, but it's really not that bad. Most of them went down into the stones down the bottom there, so I just opened them up a little bit and put some fresh soil on the bottom of the bag. And I really think these bags are going to work out good. I'm not sure how you get them out of them if I want to transplant them into something bigger, but probably have to cut it open. But they really weren't that expensive, that you have to worry about it. So I'm starting to fill it in there and using up what's left in the compost, and I decided to run down and had to fill the bucket up again, so I figured I'd take everybody for a ride down through the yard. And you can see I was out this morning doing a second rolling of the yard so I could get ready to start mowing it soon, and kind of see the apple trees there, getting some leaves on a couple of them there, and the trees in the back are starting to get a little bit of green on them as the buds break out. And on the way down, I figured I'd stop and look at that pear tree, the second pear that we planted, and starting to see some buds on there and some growth, so it looks like that might be good. So here we are down at the compost pile. I'm pretty amazed how nice this compost came out. I just kept filling this bin for a couple of years, and all the vegetation just kept rotting down, and bin kept, dropping down, and I put more in it, and right now I've got some really great looking compost. It's really beautiful, you can see. I figured about 3/4 of a bucket should be enough to finish up, and back up to fill that up there. And I find that the working on the back of the golf cart here is just a perfect working height for transplant and stuff like that. Kind of makes a little bit of a mess, but it's easy to clean up. So you can see it's really easy to just pull that fabric away and kind of push the dirt around and center it, and then pack it down good and tight in there. So I'm really kind of impressed with these pots. I've never used anything like it before, and people say it's the best thing for planting, and it's better than like the 5-gallon bucket. So figured I'd give them a try. And there's the second one all done. And they do get really nice and rigid once you get them all packed in there. And as you can see, you can carry them around with the handles. It's pretty amazing. I was really worried that the threads might tear off or something, but they didn't. So now it's just a matter of I'm just gonna soak them down a couple times, and just wait and let them do their thing. So that's what they look like. This is exactly 2 years since I put them in those first pots. And they really, they were little tiny things when I got them, but they really haven't grown all that much. But they do look nice and healthy now, so that's what counts. And I think these are going to be smaller plants anyway, so we'll see what happens this summer. And then I put some plastic over this one bed here that had those ground cherries I put in, trying to kill them off. I dug out the roots in the fall, and I tried putting plastic over, but they're all coming back, so I don't know how to get rid of them. And I did pick up one of those bags of strawberry roots down in Walmart, and they're kind of half dead, so I'm trying to bring them back to life now. And you can see the first tulips are open, and my wife's spring flowers. It's unbelievable, the aroma over here. It's just like, all you can smell is the very strong perfume from all those hyacinths. You can see the whole ring of them that came up. It's like within 50 feet of here, it smells like hyacinths. It's unbelievable. And you can see all the daffodils are looking good, all the different color ones. And pretty soon the tulips and some other stuff should start popping through. So, it's great to have all the spring flowers finally up and being able to enjoy them. So I just thought I'd, do a quick update here with, looking at those fig plants again and transplanting them. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.